that's one of the reasons, or one of the methods in which we are loosed. It seems like in every topic or world event or something, there is this endless splitting in polarity by design, right? So, for example, you'll have the crazy event that went through, right? You could spend all day going through PubMed and make an argument for the official narrative being correct, right? And then you have the truthers who come and give the alternate narrative, and then even within the truthers, it's segregated and fragmented even more. And the
Right.
more I look into this, every event is like that. And I don't know if this is just fourth generational warfare, like they're people are messing with us at the top, so we all fight each other, or is this baked into the cake of the hologram? Howdy, like are they intentionally making this so that there's always going to be two realities that could be justified with evidence, so there's endless infighting to Lucius?
Kind of. You're very close to how I see it. How I see it. And so I'll describe it this way. Let's use a really good example: the sinking of the Titanic. Okay, so we have they'll immediately always will come out on any topic a standard narrative. The standard narrative will want to tell you ship sailing hit by an iceberg sinks. Okay, but there'll be a number of people who one reason or other will not believe the official story. Either they don't, the story doesn't make sense, or I've come to see I don't believe the media or the government. So what they do is they already prepare the other side early. So it's like it's already set and prepared. Oh well, there's these bankers were on it. They were doing this with the system. They were, they have an answer already prepared. That sounds quite plausible to somebody who's rejected the main story. And it's like, okay, this so what they're doing is they're already providing the second story to go to. The reason they're doing that though is because there's a third story. There's the truth. And as long as people are focused on these two elements up here, they're not asking in this case the third question, which would be, where did the Titanic sink? Oh, it sank off the coast of New York in April. Wait a minute. Are there any icebergs off the coast of New York in April? No. So there can't be icebergs, first of all. So then we'd have to step back and say, okay, wait a minute. Do we even have a ship that sank? See what I mean? Like they by playing these two sides, they've taken away the actual initial question that should be asked originally,
Yeah.
which in this case would be, how do we know A, we have a sunken ship, and then B, if we do have one, how do we know how it sank? All the rest of it is total speculation because you're not answering the initial question. And so they're doing this constantly. So the infighting is actually designed to make sure nobody says, wait a minute, what's the third question that we're not asking? That's how it's designed.
Yeah. Yeah. And for example, I've said it here in Canada politically, right? There is, Trudeau evil, Pierre good, and then a smaller dissident that's like, no, Maxime Bernier, PPC. And then I'm out here saying, hey, Canada is a foreign crown corporation. Show me where politics or government have ever yielded a result that has been good or beneficial for the population. Until then, why would I get involved in this system at all? Like, show me where it's ever worked, and people don't really have an answer.
These kind of ideas, right? It's once I was just giving those a really good example. History just happens to be a really good example. Anything
Yeah.
historical or any event, you can watch it play out.
Yeah.
Like, the JFK one's another one, right? Oh, we have Oswald, he shot Kennedy. Oh no, it was the CIA, it was the mafia, it was whatever.
Yeah.
But next, the initial question, but wait a minute, how do we know anybody was shot?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got some videotape of which Hollywood's pretty good at making videotape. So how do we know for sure what happened there at all if there was actually an assassination? We don't. That should be, but it's not in any. That's already assumed. Check mark, guaranteed. Let's explain it, and that's exactly what they're doing with everything. They're moving the conversation into here's what we're going to do, and based on the two sides, how are you going to battle that reconciliation? Instead of saying, wait a minute, we need to stop, go back to step one.
Yeah.
What is the initial right?
Yeah.
Like yeah, same thing. Like, oh, I don't like this school system. I want to do this. I want this. No, we can't do that. We have to do this in our school system. Like, well, wait a minute. Who created the school system? Let's go back and actually go back step one. What is the school system? Who invented it? Which was the Rockefeller Foundation. And how exactly did that come about? And okay, now maybe we can understand what we're actually dealing with as opposed. So again, it's like I said, you're bang on, and you'll see this with everything. So the with every single, and this includes your spiritual work, your religions, your path to truth. It's always two sides are going to be presented to you. Those two sides will be false. What's the third side?
Yeah. And I think you nailed it on the head as well. Like there seems to be some spiritual power in embracing uncertainty. The more I learn about things,
Yeah,
I just put them in like realms of possibility with different probabilities curves,
yeah,
right? And fully embracing that internally, and you speak a lot about the work really is internal.